Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Back here with the Sorry It's True podcast. It's your boy ARP. I so appreciate y'all. I really, really do. The tweets, the checkups. You know what I'm saying? The yo ARP, you good? You okay? Like it's 6 a.m. Like 3 days straight. Like you alive? You all right? I appreciate it. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. I have a great excuse. I was out the country. Okay, I went to Punta Cana for what was it 4 days, real quick. A quick getaway. Go out there, hang out for a little bit. Stayed at a very nice resort, Lopisan, I think the name of it is. All inclusive. There's a lot going on there. I try to give y'all a little recaps just so that y'all know go or don't go. Um, Very nice resort though. Bowling alley, movie theater, water park for the kids, huge gym. What else? What else? A lot of shops, cigar lounges. I don't even smoke, but I'm saying if that's what you're into. Um, a lot going on there on this resort, man. And once again, it's all inclusive. So very, very nice spot. I was away for a reason. I wasn't slipping. I wasn't being lazy, nothing like that. We here every day if I'm here. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody. We back to work. While I was away, I definitely saw a lot of news. You see the title. We're gonna get to that. That's gonna be a pretty significant walk. There's some things in there that's going to piss some people off. I don't care. There's some things in there where they're gonna say, "Oh, learn that for the first time, seen that for the first time." I'm gonna talk a little bit of my trash when I get there too. But I'm gonna switch the order of today's stream, unlike I normally do. Normally, I do like the flash news and some of the smaller stuff towards the end. Today, I wanna go like general smaller news that I've tried to keep up with while I was away. I want to do that first, and then we'll go to the main topic second. Okay. So since we have a lot, let's begin to walk. All right. And shout out to everybody that's on their way in. I see MSM here. Thank you, G. I see it. It says feels like Gil's arenas. Are we back? Are we back, man? Yeah, buddy. Let's go. ARP, Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope my members and my mods is here because it's not 6 a.m. and it's Friday. And normally Monday through Friday we are 6 a.m. And I see a bunch of my mods getting here too. Thank you. I see Misha's here. I see McChilson is here. I see our members is heavy in the build. Where's my mods at? My mods at, man? I see a ton of members. I don't see no mods yet. Y'all was only good on a Friday at 6 a.m. All right, it's all good. All ready to walk? All right, let's start to walk. Let's start to walk. All right. First up, what are we going to? I think we got Jim Jones and the Tony Yayo joint, right? Now I'm catching up, so yeah, we're a couple of days late, but I didn't want to skip it.
Nigga, Bleak
That's
out
why you
here
got
making
niggas
moves.
like Yayo talking about, yeah, Jay don't take care. Nigga, I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke, yo.
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of, nigga. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you
Yo.
need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene, nigga. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50
He
send you
do.
an ounce or something, yo.
You do need
You
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why-
ounces, nigga.
That's why
Pay
he
the full
looking to
movie,
see-
nigga. I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's
I
a
promise
fact.
you that, nigga.
That's why he worried about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know
See?
I got it, nigga. What's
Don't-
up? The
ain't
bag
nobody-
is up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo,
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of niggas over here, B. Yo, nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. Niggas deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no
100%,
who
nigga.
take care of who, nigga.
Word up,
You
nigga.
know who doing it. We live.
Us,
We getting
the
money.
gangway, nigga. We take
You
care
feel
of
me?
everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a
Uh-huh.
fact, my G, but shit. That's why,
Nigga, Bleak
that's
out
why
here.
you got
And even if I die, bleak somewhere off of my will. I mean, maybe is that what it's sparked the whole thing? Ego of like, yo, at the end of the day, you good or you still look clean and alive, bleak because of Jay-Z. Even if that's the case, it's okay. Like too much ego in that shit. Like it's okay if Jay is taking care of him. Remember, the story is Jay-Z took Bleak like away from his mother as a child. Like, damn, they took him away from his school opportunities or things that he could have, other paths he could have gone on to. So if this shit I got going on don't work, like I kind of feel responsible as your OG, as your older head, as Jay-Z being the guy that's really trying to guide Bleak into, this is what we on over here. Yeah, I mean, and fast forward, all the coming of age tracks and all that. I love the loyalty Bleak has always showed Jay over the years. Now, if it would have came out, Bleak is out here fucked up, everybody would have turned to Jay the same way that they do for Dame Dash. Yo, Dame Dash is going through something. Jay, you gonna throw him something, right? It's damned if you fucking do, damned if you don't. But the piece of this with Jim, Jim being Jim, all right? Like, we did that streams ago. We got to a point where we said, whether you the oldest YN or not, we got to accept who Jim is. He's 49 years old at this point, I believe, right? Just accept who the fuck he is. Yeah, he's going to crash out. He's going to dress and talk and act in ways where it's just like, dude, get out to turn 50. What are we doing out here? But even the crossover, fast forward all these years later, to see like a Cameron with 50 or a Memphis Bleak with anybody from the Diplomats, anybody, right? Because they had their videos and they back and forth and they drama when they was beefing, but I'm glad they could all put that bullshit aside. Meanwhile, the Jims and the Cams of the world don't get along. Hey, how fucking ironic is this? At a point in life when we're older and we're supposed to be moving on from some of this shit. Hey, man. And then look at shit like this. Jim Jones' worst nightmare, True Life and Max B getting together. Now, this is a 2024 picture, but I'll close this piece out like this. This right here, this man on the left, True Life, if you was there during the DVD era and when he was allegedly ending up in the possession of Jim's one-eye Willie chain and medallion and shit, and people's getting punched in the face on the street, True Life definitely terrorized shit. Look at the beef. Y'all remember the beef DVD? When they asked Mobb Deep about True Life and it looked like they saw a ghost, like when they were sitting on that park bench. It's like, so True Life. Niggas switched up the way they was talking with that. You got to give it to True Life, man. Him and his reckless ass crew, they had people a little shaky back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was applying pressure to a lot of people. But fast forward, these are all older guys. Mac should be coming home soon, right? True Life is out here, hopefully living an older man's lifestyle, older man's mentality. But when Dame said the getting punched on shit, that was the last straw for Cam. That was the absolute last straw. Every time that you hear Cam reference when they ask him, yo, what's up? Like, can y'all get past this? Is it over for good? Anytime that you hear Cameron say the words, once he started the personal stuff, that's the reference he has a problem with. When Dame is talking about niggas walking up on you, running up on you and punching you in your face and all that type of stuff, because it's never cool as a friend or a family member to feel like we was together and we confided in each other. We rocked with each other at that time. I took a L. Don't ever fast forward 10, 15, 20 years because we get into it behind some stupid ass internet shit of us dissing each other's movies or music or whatever opportunities at Revolt, whatever's going on, and try to throw in my face my L from 20 years ago when that's one of the most things that made me feel down. Here I am, Cameron, and the whole world's talking about this guy that walked up on me and punched me in my face. It's not clean. It's not really a sturdy integrity type of thing to do if that was your friend back then. But anyway, Jim is Jim. We ain't gonna spend too much time with it. Jim is Jim. It just is what it is. All right, let's move on. Next up, I saw the reactions, continuing to move around a bit as far as the Drake and the UMG verdict. All right. Joe Budden responds to this. What he say? He's disrespectful, huh? Use that B word in there?
People that missed it, yesterday evening, somewhere around 6 or 7 o'clock, it was finally confirmed. The news broke that Drake's a bitch. Really, nobody come in here and fucking word me to
that was
death.
easy. Yeah, that was the point.
Oh, he went to court, he lost. The same shit that I told y'all 11 months ago rang true. For the people that missed it, yesterday evening, somewhere around yesterday, at around 6 o'clock.
Corks were on the side of hip hop, man.
Some tweet was going around that said Drake lost the nigga way and the white way.
Drake calls you tonight, and he could.
I'm not talking to him. Some niggas got bad juju on them. Okay. Don't put me in no conversation where I have to talk to people that I believe have bad juju.
If his juju
yesterday at around 6 o'clock.
Corks were
Juju's bad.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I guess
mob ties. All you niggas that's out there, y'all killing people, y'all shooting kids, and then want to come to the party and dap me up. I don't need that exchange of energy. Aubrey, man.
Make some slaps, man.
Yeah, that's it. Stop being a bitch.
Damn.
You got this. Go to the fucking embassy. Juju's bad.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I guess
call up some women in their 30s, preferably. Light the hookah up, some white wine. I mean, we seen you bartend, nigga. Bartend. Do some make some drinks for the baddies, nigga. Chill, smoke some hookah, just bask in your glory of what you've done already. Don't step on your own dope. Call steak. Ask for 79% of the company now. Call up some women in their 30s. Yeah, I don't even that my beef wouldn't even be in music. I would be pressing everybody else. Yo, I need 98% of your whole company. I'm Drake. The whole shit. The plane ain't enough. The plane.
That actually makes me think about something real quick. All these close to billionaires and 100 million plus people that started from rap. I don't care if it's a Ludacris. I don't care if it's a movies. I don't care if it's a Rick Ross, Belair, and all that other stuff going on. I don't care if it's a Diddy, Ciroc, Revolt. I don't care if it's a Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Super Bowl stuff, 40/40 clubs, and the list goes, real estate, casino attempt. The list goes on. Nas, all these people that transitioned into bigger opportunities, bigger money. Like, what else is Drake doing outside of entertainment stuff that's in that same musical realm, despite him being one of those guys, money and success wise, in that elite bracket? That's interesting. That kinda would almost show that much more that he cares so much about this battle, because his pride and joy, his bread and butter, I will never ever transition away from this, is in my prime at least, is music. I never thought about it like that. But sticking to the L, all right. Of course, there's going to be both sides to that. You're going to get some people that's going to have like a Joe Budden reaction, and you're going to have a Maul. And I was waiting to see, oh my God, look at the donut on the side. Y'all see the glazed donut on the side in the meme? Y'all see this? Let me scroll it up. Y'all see this shit? This is one of the reactions post UMG Drake verdict that I was curious about. I just wanted to see it.
What people are thinking, because I haven't really talked to many people about this. But it's not. I mean, the people have to know that his lawyer, his team, they're going to appeal this and take this to another level.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know if people know that. Like, this is not.
Of course,
this is not over with. Like,
I mean, shitty. Should we just let it go?
No, see, no,
like,
no.
At this point,
no. Why? But would you? If you and your team, your lawyers had things in your possession that prove what you're saying is correct.
But why wouldn't? And I'm not saying that. It depends the judge, and that's why the appeal process exists. Didn't they reveal everything? Because that was also something I saw on the OVO stand side of like, nah, he purposely was trying to lose the first one so he could reveal more. And I was like, well, why wouldn't he just?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Just give.
I'm not speaking to shit. I'm speaking to factual shit, like real things. Like this is not over with. I know people hear things getting dismissed, but like there's a whole nother level that I believe this is getting ready to go to. I don't think this is over. It's definitely not.
It ain't the highest level already.
Yeah, I mean, I see these.
I don't know what people are thinking because I haven't really talked to them.
Thank God that Rory's there at least to present that other side. Like yo, dude, like really. and listen, I believe that Maul at this point has been a personal investment to Drake's wins, and that's fine. You know, that's the homie. You guys DM or talk behind the scenes, or you have your likings for him, or maybe y'all legitimate friends. It's all good, man. You got your biases, whatever. I want to see my fucking friends win too. We just got to remind Maul, like, if you actually look at the mirror and say this shit, like, do you really not see how crazy you sound, G? And all in all, if I'm Drake, I kind of want to leave this shit alone too, but I'm not in the man's shoes. As much as I want to say ego, there's a lot of money. It's a lot of money involved. Just imagine feeling like if I can prove these bots, if I can prove this malicious intent, if I can prove that you guys pushed this on me and inflame this, and it's billions of dollars, because it's not just the right now, like, oh, I want this new re-up in my deal to be more than the alleged last time of 400 mil. It's the going forward effect, and even the time window of the battle of like how much type of money was lost. If I claim damages for my podcast, right? Somebody trolls and gets my podcast taken off of some I don't know, right? The damage that I'm going to show is how much money this podcast makes monthly, how much money I could possibly generate in sponsors, you know, but a piece of that I'm definitely going to show like the future, you know, what would I be able to obtain forward. That's part of it. I'll tell you this though, it ain't no fucking $400 million plus. So I it's like I'm mad at Drake as far as the hip hop piece of it. Like, this been corny and it will remain corny. But when you look at it from, if you're in his shoes, like when I see this appeal go up for Drake, I'm not going to be shocked. And I'm going to say, hey, if I was him and I already spent $1 million plus allegedly fighting this shit, my reputation is here and all this, like, fuck it, appeal. People appeal every day, B. Even when shit is bullshit, they'll appeal. You know, it's just how shit goes. But all right, let's leave that one alone. Those are two right there I want to catch up on. I got a third before we start getting into the main show. I do have a third one that I want to catch up on. All right, NBA YoungBoy. Let's talk about the power of this fucking guy, this young guy. DJ Academics takes it. Oh, actually, my bad. Hold on. Let me go on the smaller screen for y'all. DJ Academics takes aim at Lil Baby after a viral screenshot shows him liking NBA YoungBoy's post, saying rappers are switching up on Lil Durk while he's locked up.
I keep saying that this rap shit is, they ain't no friends in it, man. Like, you know, respectfully, I think Durk went to jail and niggas doing their calculations like, yo, y'all don't think he getting out. Yo, Wabi, what's popping? I wish the best for Smirk. But some of y'all rap niggas who claim that y'all brothers, twins, and all this dumb shit y'all be saying, y'all are dead wrong. Y'all dead wrong, man. Y'all dead wrong. Because when Durk was free, that nigga was out here like riding for y'all like it was going out of style. That nigga like he was ready to slide for y'all. That nigga got locked up after the first bond here, and they're like, y'all don't think he getting out, man. Yo, listen. What's that song called? Shot Calling? It's all good. Anyway, this
Shot Calling is a hit, by the way. I really don't see it though. I don't see the link to try to create a hypothetical for you guys as to why Lil Baby would allegedly unfollow Durk and then start liking NBA YoungBoy shit. If you guys want me to throw one out there, it's going to be the power of NBA YoungBoy right now. They joking around saying that, yo, we got a new Michael Jackson out here in these streets. This fucking guy, NBA YoungBoy, is, and I don't think that he was always a big guy. I don't even think you could call it a cult following. He was always a big guy in the industry. But this tour, and it showed like another level of what his fan base really is. It's like shit. And his peers is out here seeing this shit like, oh, we have one of these kings around, and they want to align with each other. Allegedly, I ain't putting this on Baby Jacket like that. I'm just saying, you know, if we're talking about loyalty and a special kick, especially like he's in jail right now, fighting. Like, I don't know. We still want to hear Lil Baby talk about fucking Young Thug. We didn't get that yet. You know, but I'm not done with this. G Herbo has some words that people may or may not agree with. What's the caption here? G Herbo says he supports NBA YoungBoy performing in Chicago. All right, let's see how you answer the question.
Now, I know there was a big concert that was supposed to happen in Chicago. It got canceled. NBA YoungBoy concert. Yeah. Do you feel like that?
Slime green in your hair.
That wasn't on purpose. But so do you feel like that was something that was necessary that they should have done?
Nah, I feel like they should let him do it. I feel like he should have done the show for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I feel like Bro, I'm the type. I ain't no hater. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, and what he doing is like it's still like influential to like, you know what I'm saying, the kids. And you know, like me and young boy, we don't got no beef. Like, I fuck with him. I want to see that win.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, and I still say on this interview, King Von is my brother. I love him to death.
Yeah.
I don't care about that type of shit. Like, I'm all for like empowerment when it comes to like black men. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
I've been knowing Vaughn for 15 plus years. I love him to death. Like, that was my real brother. But I want to see every nigga win. I feel like he should have did it because my godson, my little brother who passed away, my little brother lost his life to the streets. My little brother's son, love young boy.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
at some point, I got to stop somewhere.
Exactly.
Anyway, right?
Has to.
Yeah.
I mean, what Herbo says there is he uses the words brother, and I know that word gets thrown around too fucking much. But he said, Von is my brother. He also used the words, I fuck with him when talking about NBA Youngboy. You see, like when you're on these interviews, and I may have made the mistake before, I'm not perfect, but I'm not in any of these blogs and interviews talking about somebody that I claim to be a close friend, a brother, a sister, and somebody died in the midst of all of this shit. Multiple people. This whole NBA, even him coming to Atlanta and getting the key to the city while he's on stage. That's all. I could have did a live within itself about NBA Youngboy, but I'm in catch up mode. But him coming to Atlanta, Lil Tim on the stage, getting the key to the city from the mayor, already tearing shit up, having a huge fan base in Atlanta. You know, it's just like it's the reminder of Lil Tim who's on the stage. It's symbolic, okay? Quando Rondo, NBA Youngboy, directly and indirectly, they're all tied in with this shit when it comes to the beef, alleged street urban warfare involving the King Vons and the Little Dirks, and the whole Slide for Von campaign is the reason why Dirk is in jail right now. Von is dead right now. This person that was out there that night during the night that King Von got shot too. And like it's just incredible that somebody that would call King Von his brother would talk like that about people that are allegedly involved. Well, actually, Lil Tim is on stage with him, and Lil Tim was the one that let them shots go that allegedly took. I'm only saying allegedly because you got people still out there saying it was the cops' bullets, right? So I'm just gonna say allegedly, and he was found not guilty. But Lil Tim, but I couldn't say that. I couldn't say that. I couldn't say, and the positive message that he gave, I want to see black men win. I ain't for that destruction about people. But I don't give that context in the same shit of saying, shout out to NBA Youngboy. I fuck with him. I want to see him win. And King Von, it's just too much has happened. Lives have been lost. If somebody did something to me or mine, and then one of my closest, somebody that calls me their brothers on an interview saying shout out to them, y'all got it. It's different out here. I get it. But this ain't no thing. I don't got nothing against G Herbo. This ain't no campaign against him. I just saw that in the midst of this topic about the power of NBA Youngboy and how people is kind of moving around his energy right now. And I said, ooh, I don't think that's a good one, G Herbo. But some people are actually calling it out, right?
Nah, for real though, I don't see why this is so surprising or new to y'all. Everybody jumping ship because this how the industry is. Nobody in the industry is gonna stick around you when you at your lowest. If they can't get clout, notoriety, money, fame, features, videos, some that they could benefit from off you, they're gonna jump ship. I don't see why it's surprising that everybody is on YB industry. That's how it go. They only gonna to when it's beneficial to them. None of these grow up with Dirt. None of these friends are real homies with Dirt for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Or they would never change, or they would never jump ship. Because where we from, if you my ops is your ops is mine. Some people don't look at it like that. Some people look at it like well, both parties ain't got nothing to do with it. And look, you're not wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to the still done stayed down for Dirk, his real family and friends. You feel? Nah, for real though, I don't see why this.
I'm just saying. That's really how it's supposed to be, man. And if you're a neutral party, put it this way, you can't be close to them and be a neutral party unless you are going at the fixing of it. Like, I got two brothers and they start fighting. But then again, it's not the same because we're talking about like killing each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I have two brothers and they're trying to kill each other, like, it's my duty to get in there and fix that shit. I really can't sit back on the fence and just be like, hey, that's between y'all because these are two of my brothers. So if you're gonna call Von your brother, but anyway, I'm off the herbal piece. I'm gonna leave it alone. But I am all for, you know, the drama being put down. Let these guys run around, be successful, live life, stop killing each other. That's the first priority. Okay. All right. Are we ready to start the main walk now? It's that time. It's that time. I got some disclaimers first. Hold on. Let me get to a couple disclaimers. While I was away on my little quick vacation, my little humble vacation, man, I still watched everything. I watched everything, B. I could be sitting there in my room chilling. I could feet up at the pool or some shit. And I got my Bluetooth, I got my phone, and I'm watching videos. I'm chilling, you know. Spoke to a lot of people too. I'm on the phone. What do you think? Cause come on vacation. I had a business call. I was out there about battle rap. I had arguments while I was out there. I had all out debates. I had people that I'm tapping in with. Yo, man, did you see that? Yo, send me that video. Then people sending me shit, and not just the surf thing, just like in general, like. I'll still be accessible. I'm just chilling though. And being that I saw so much, like, let me chop at some of this stuff. Like, here's one thing that I saw. You have to have a motive that's personal or hidden to take either side of this shit, whether you're saying Tsu Surf is good or Tsu Surf is bad. Well, there's a lot of people that do have motives. Surf is a polarizing guy. Surf stepped on a lot of people. I'm gonna say though, it was still in battle rap, right? I think he did try to really hurt some careers, but you know, in battle rap, it's either you could swim in this pool or this arena, or you can't, right? It's not like we're talking about Surf running around robbing the battle rappers and shooting at them and stabbing them. Like I mean, so but there are people that don't like him and have motives. What do you guys think about me? Right? You guys see the title, right? Nobody thinks that when ARP was going to cover this, if he was going to cover this, that ARP would have motive to prove him okay in the situation. Now, of course, me and Surf are only battle rap ops. Every time we see each other, we show each other all of our fucking teeth. Okay? But do I have motive? Let's establish that. Do I have motive to protect Surf? Me? Fuck no, I don't. I don't. All right? I had to deal with his campaign against RBE. And I had my fun sending shots to him too. Some of my favorite back and forths. Okay. So let's take that shit off the table because I don't ever put me in any of those buckets. If you got people out there that you put in those buckets, that's for them. It's not for me. All right. Something like this, you do want to be careful because it's serious and it's not the type of stuff that people should play with at all, even if it's just for clicks. Now, I do run a podcast. I am pretty much to a degree media or block, whatever you want to call me, right? But even when I do people that's not in battle rap, where I give my discretion, you guys know that about me. Even when I do people outside of battle rap, I try to be as responsible as possible. I try to do as much due diligence as possible. I sat down here for fucking 2 hours with y'all and read the whole Big U indictment. I cut the stream on and then I brought the paperwork up and I said, oh my God, it's 200 pages. I don't want to do this shit. Right? And it was too late. Stream's already on. Everybody's like, let's go, y'all. Come on, read that shit. I'm like, fuck. With my tea, where's my cough drops, with my water? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? But it's a serious thing. And these battle rap people be my peers regardless. And I do want to treat it with enough respect and sensitivity. And I will also say this: while I was on vacation and I was catch this video or catch this or read that, if I would have did this stream 2 days ago, it might have been different. But I just continue to listen. I continue to watch. And then last night, by the time I'm getting off the plane, I found something very easy to search. We're going to get to it. I pulled it up and I read it from front to back. And I said, ooh. Then after that, I made a couple phone calls. I even got a phone call because I text somebody something like, yo, if you want to read this, here it is. That person called me and said, yo, what? I was like, I'm just saying. Call somebody else too that has been pretty active in covering or paying attention to everything, you know, just bouncing things back and forth like we do behind the scenes, right? Then I shit you not, based on the phone calls that I've had, everybody is talking about this. Every league owner, every battle rapper. I spoke to people close to him. I spoke to everybody it's a big thought for everybody, okay? Whether they're gonna tweet, talk about it or not. But anyway, but last night is when I got to a change. Like, oh, I feel different based on some of the stuff I've been seeing. All right. So the whole motives and all that and who I am and all that, like I wanna keep as much. I'm not perfect. I just want to keep as much integrity as possible. Okay. So that shit don't apply to me because people would probably be thinking like, oh, ARP got his chance here. I don't want to be that guy. All right. Here's another one that I want to chop at before we start to. Actually, this is all part of the walk. Fuck it. There's another one I want to chop at. Let's not do the whole you gotta be a gangster. You had to go through a RICO or an indictment or take a plea before, or you gotta be certain this and certain that to even have an opinion. I don't subscribe to that. Okay, everybody is entitled to their opinion. It's who do you want to go to for their opinion. Some people are reckless, some people are smart, some people are right, some people are wrong. I seen some people that are. I thought Whack 100. I listened to some of that argument yesterday or the day before. He said some shit in there that to me was wrong. It's like, wait, what? You know, like everybody has their different opinions, approaches, and thought patterns, experiences. Right? That doesn't change somebody's ability to fucking comprehend. Okay? Like the indictment and these plea agreements and all this type of shit is not written in hieroglyphics. It's written in the English fucking language. I went to school. I learned how to read. I'm worldly. I have street smarts. I've actually had a co-defendant before. I've been through shit before. And I don't even think that part really matters. You know what I'm saying? I have common sense. I'm logical. I'm intelligent. I stand on certain principles that ain't going to make me sway one way emotionally or another way. Well, sometimes I might, but and a lot of people in the chat have this too. Okay? No, I don't need a lawyer all the time. I don't need to go talk to a gangster. I'll tell you this. You know how many gangsters get paperwork wrong? You know how many people that's been through indictments or had co-defendants that get paperwork wrong or misread something? You want to know when I stop and then I go to the side and I chat GPT something? When I read legal jargon that I don't really understand enough about, which is fine. If I get to like a potential term or damn, how much can you get? How much time can you get for that? I might go there for that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as something saying black and fucking white, Maisha stabbed Derek after Derek started kicking in the door, but Derek says that he was there to defend his sister after she. I can read, motherfucker. Like, so let's stop that shit. Okay. Last but not least, in this whole intro disclaiming piece, I respect the differences of opinions. And a lot of the opinions that I've seen that even have different opinions in mind, I will say, with the exception of like Whack 100, I will say this. Everybody that I've seen is coming from a logical place, whether I agree or disagree. Everybody's coming. I haven't seen that I paid attention to anybody that was just jumping out the window and saying shit because it was an opportunity to get a click. I'm sure that's out there, but not the shit that I've watched. Everybody, I don't have no issue with them. I really, really feel like they have logic and grounds to have the opinions that they have. I do. All right. So said that, I even had while I was away, there was one debate that I had, and we are totally night and day on the debate. Like this particular person, he's the homie too. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. He had a position in the debate that for example, if two people rob a bank bareface and they got us cold to right, dead to rights, DNA or mask off, cameras, everything. If that person that I was debating with wants to take a plea, right, and I don't, he says he's okay. I have a different opinion than that. I debated back saying, if me and my Cody, my homie, my friend, whatever, my road dog, we go do something, if I want to fight, if I want to say not guilty, and you are saying no, that shit, yeah, that's me and blah blah blah. Even if you don't say my name, or we'll get to that too. I have a problem with you. I have a problem with you. So stuff like that shows me that even people that have been through court proceedings or the legal system still look at things differently. All right. I'm me. And that's the walk that we're about to take. Okay. So, let's start to get to it, because one more that I'll give you. I want to preempt the outro. The outro to this is going to be something that I feel is the true issue that I think he's going to deal with when he comes home. I'll save it. Okay. But the way that I kind of scripted out the things that I want to walk through, I did it based on taking things off the table, or addressing things, or giving my input based on things that I've already seen out there. And now let me find things to try to complement my opinions, whether I agree or disagree. Okay. So that's how I'm going to do the stream. All right. By the way, a Traplo Ross, I seen Adam 22 expose you and say that you got writers. I don't know why he did that to you, but I seen that Trap. I'm blessed, man. I do this shit live. No script written here. I was a little bit of a letdown. Like something happens and you have 20 writers that go write the script from you, and then you narrate it and edit it and put the video out. I never knocked the hustle, but that's a little bit of a letdown. But there's a billion of these motherfuckers anyway. Thought you really, really was doing your homework on the streets. Allegedly. Anyway. All right. How did it all start? Do we need context at this point? Well, for the sake of my stream and my own documentation and coverage of this, let's still do it. All right. So, mind you, this is not the beginning. This is not the first time that this was being discussed on Math Hoffa's podcast. There are bloggers that already spoke about this. I saw Chris, for example, do a video a couple weeks ago. He said, yo, like people sent me surf paperwork, but I left it alone. It's already been happening behind the scenes. But for multiple reasons, when it happened here, you know, everybody started to look again. All right. You got Easy, who's in his promo bag. He probably did this interview leading into the twerk battle. Right. And everybody watches his shit. You got fucking titles on some of these videos that say Remy's side nigga. Shout out to Math, man. He know how to, he's a YouTuber for real. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is getting clicked up. Math is he's got a big page over there. He's got a big following, got over 1 million subscribers, right? And the platform has always been dope. So it got legs. It got legs.
Probably can maybe Surf when Surf come home, right? That'd be something.
I don't think he's gonna battle.
Who, Surf?
You don't think so?
He got 3 lined up.
Nah.
I heard he's talking about 3 people he want to battle when he come home.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's like that now?
I ain't gonna lie, I got called for him.
Yeah?
Yeah, I heard it's 3.
Damn, niggas really don't care.
Who, Surf?
Niggas really don't care no more. That's crazy.
Care about what?
I can't be the only nigga.
Yeah, you the only nigga. Keep it that way.
I can't be the only nigga.
The only nigga that do what? What happened?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna just keep it to myself. I'm gonna just keep it to myself.
What are you talking about?
Damn, that's crazy.
Okay.
Is that you know?
Oh,
you know?
I think I know what you're talking about too.
There's still rules, right? There's still rules.
But I don't think it came out though. I don't think the paperwork came out.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
Probably can.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Over a month ago, I had this conversation with Math. Over a month ago, I'm telling y'all, it's been behind the scenes. It's just, it was what it was. And like I told y'all too, like up until like 2 days ago, a day, like the stream would have been different. But I want to continue to walk. Because there's been the allegations and the paperwork there. The thing about this clip like this, everybody knows Math and Surf have a thing, okay? And I can understand if somebody would look at Math and be like, oh, like without putting everything there with this type of stain, they would have an issue. I respect that. My only defense for Math there is that, maybe that moment right there happened organically. And, Math was still just in that moment, just saying what he wanted to say. And behind the scenes, it really has been relevant. Bloggers know that. Battlers know that. League owners know that. Nobody lie. It's already been a conversation. So that's like me saying, I see why Math did that. It's already been there. So it is what it is. The can of worms got opened up. Now, I told y'all, I want to do this in an approach as I lead up to my finale and my paperwork and then my outro, which is in a different angle. I want to take things off the table. And I warned y'all, there's going to be some shit in here that's almost going to sound like, is he going at Surf? Is this a trick title? Like, what the fuck? So just pay attention with me, people. Just walk with me. Walk with me. Let's talk about the thing of telling people what they already know, whether you're doing it in a plea, whether you're in an interrogation room, whether you're just being detained, talking to a fucking police officer face to face on the corner, telling somebody what they already know. I never agreed with that. Now, I'm the law-abiding tax-paying citizen, so what the fuck does my opinion matter? But I never agreed with it. It's my opinion. I always thought that shit was flawed as fuck. To try to justify that these niggas is members, everybody knows they's members. So when I was in the interrogation room, I told them that they was members. Okay, and here's the example of it.
All right, but now what they talk about? So what's their video? What came out? What is going on right now? What came out?
They basically asked him all the shit they know, but he still told them the shit. Like now that shit playing with your character focus. And now that shit,
it was the the police was asking you, Yellow?
Man, they asked you Offset GD is 600 Breezy BD. They know, the world know this. The world know this. So what?
Oh, I thought Adam was asking you. I didn't know the cops.
What gang is that?
No, the police.
I thought Adam was asking you. I didn't know the cops asked you.
Not even in no game, bro.
Right.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Every time I got locked up, they say, man, you from over there, you there. I'm like, I ain't shit. Who said that? The police gonna say you something regardless. I'm not never told.
1090 Jake, a cold-hearted white bitch, bro.
Man, listen, he got a vendetta against me. Hey, it is what it. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this on Skeezy. I ain't never sent the. Ain't nan nigga went to jail, nigga. Ain't nan nigga got in trouble, nigga, on Skeezy, nigga. And if any nigga got a problem when you see me, nigga, on GOD, nigga, get wild. That's for anybody. The GDs, the BDs, the Vice Lords, the Stones. When you see me, act like it.
Nah, Yellow, I got Yellow back. Yeah, I got Yellow.
Yellow looks very uncomfortable. Respectfully, looks very, very uncomfortable on this live, but it's too late. You're already on the live. Looks very, very uncomfortable. And sometimes people resort to aggression. You know, it'd be like, I'll kill you though. Like, why, how did this get violent? We're just talking about rights and wrongs. I bet you can't beat me. I'm not here for nothing. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to get into it with you. You know, but reputable people on here. You see Cairo there, right? And he said, every time I got grabbed, I told people, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Now, I'll leave that out there for how everybody feels. Everybody, like I gave you an example earlier, everybody is different. So when we start talking about as everything I'm doing here in the taking off of the table or addressing something as something that's been discussed as it relates to surf. So everybody just keep up with me, okay? Now, when you see his indictment, and he claims things like is rolling 60s again, etc., whatever. Yes, ma'am, right? People's gonna have logical questions about that. Okay, I can give you the inverse. Somebody that's actually being called a snitch by certain people right now, but he did the opposite of what King Yella just explained that he did. And who is that, people? It's Young Thug. Okay. Yeah, I went and I found the exact audio bite for y'all. I got y'all. What did he say when they asked him about what everybody knows? All right, I'll let y'all hear for yourself.
That's crazy. But see, I mean, forgive me for my ignorance, but all y'all are Bloods, right? Like Lil Wayne, you, Amber Man, all y'all. So I mean, I just don't see why the beef makes sense, though.
Blood.
Yeah, Blood.
Man,
that's what y'all say it on the song.
That is entertaining, man.
Y'all say it on the song.
They got a picture of Birdman on the internet. They got on. He a Crip and a Blood. They were like, oh my God, they were clowning that food.
Hip hop lives in
I mean, y'all say it on the song.
That shit comes with. That shit comes with that.
You ain't, so you telling us that you not a Blood, that you repping it in the song?
Gang bang.
Didn't Rick Ross get caught up with that bullshit in a song? He was repping some gang and TMZ about.
No, he got caught up for saying, he said he put Molly in somebody's drink.
Ooh,
he said I put Molly in her drink. She didn't even know it. Then I took her home and enjoyed that. She didn't even know.
Yeah, I don't care about that. They was killing Rick Ross for that piece. But did y'all see that? Night and day. Yella gave his explanation. Thug actually sitting in front of two detectives being interrogated, and they asked who the fuck don't know that Slime Life and YSL is rooted allegedly in blood. Who don't? When you asked him about Baby and Lil Wayne did a whole interview after coming home from jail when he's sitting there in his backyard. Remember, and he has like he started skateboarding. He's on a half pipe. Remember that shit? And he was defending himself being a Blood. He was like, man, when I was in jail, they put me in a certain era. Don't question my shit. They've been like Baby's fucking 5-point star tattoo. It's all relevant. Surf is what? A Ken Griffey Jr. fan with that fucking medallion and hat? Duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? But I can rap it. I could put it in my music videos. I could do interviews about it. I can get on ARP, Sorry Shoe podcast and say, I'm a Blood. I'm a Grape Street Crip. I'm a Rolling 60s. I'm this and that. But if I am sitting in front of those authorities and they ask me the same question, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to say, I'm King Yella? Yes, 600 Breezy is a BD because he rapped about it and explained it himself? Or am I supposed to be Young Thug and say, Baby got pictures of being a Blood and a Crip? It's some fugazi shit. We do this for entertainment. We ain't no Blood. It's just music. Y'all choose. Okay. So that's addressing that when you're in a plea or you're in paperwork, and how you feel about it, which person you are, is how you are going to respond to that. Let's start to walk into, damn, why would he go towards the mafia? I have some reasons. I have a bunch of reasons. Let's go to the mafia. John Gotti comes up a lot, don't he? John Gotti comes up a lot. Reacting to what you claim. This is going to be a cool build up to taking something off the table. I'm going to try a whole new trend by the time I get to the end of this piece. And I'm going to see if y'all fuck with it or not. I'm going to try to create a whole new thing for the streets. Something I never heard before. I'm going to create something for y'all. I got y'all. Just wait.
The public gets its first good look at John Gotti in January of 1986, when reporters cover his impending RICO trial in Brooklyn.
Reporters would ask him, you know, are you the boss of the crime family? Did you kill Paul Castellano? And his responses were, he was quick with the one-liners back then. I'm the boss of my wife and kids at home. I don't know who killed him.
Gotti's smoothness includes the way he dresses and his apparent ease in front of news cameras. John Gotti acquires a new title, the Dapper Don.
At first, we thought of him as more of a joke in the sense that here's a guy who has seen The Godfather too many times. He actually tries to dress like he thinks a mobster should dress, not based on reality, because we knew how mobsters really dressed.
The public gets its first good look at John Gotti.
Okay. Boss, I'm only a boss of my kids and my wife, right? The whole denouncing that the mafia even existed. It's very different than saying, is YSL a gang? Yes, ma'am. Or are you a member of the criminal organization, the Rolling 60s? Yes, ma'am. Very, very different, right? And if you really, really paid attention to that whole mafia movement, listen to some of that shit back then, this was the whole premise of it, this omerta. Y'all heard that word before, right? You see it in the mafia movies, you hear it in the streets or whatever. Omerta, right? And I don't got the Italian shit, so I can't really pronounce it like that. But if you never heard of that, this is what it is.
A lot of people think that the oath of omerta is to lie, steal, kill, maim. That's not what it is. The oath of omerta means silence. You're not even supposed to admit the existence of that life. Obviously, as a member of that life, the other stuff comes along with it, but that's not what you're agreeing to do. You're agreeing to remain silent, never say that the life even exists. I say this all the time, you know, the mob life, the street life, they're evil lifestyles, because I don't know any family of any member of that life, including my own, not my wife and kids, I've been able to spare them of that, mother, father, brothers and sisters, that haven't been totally devastated. Wow. And any lifestyle that does that to a family is evil. A lot of people think that the oath of omerta is to...
And speaking of omerta, it's bugged out that Michael Franzese, or Franzese? My bad. I forgot how his last name is pronounced. That he has a YouTube channel now with like over 1 million subscribers. These ex-mafia bosses and shit. It's crazy. But like I said, I had something for y'all for the streets. Here's a way that I can maybe clean things up for you guys. Maybe we are wrong for always comparing street gangs, urban gangs, black cultured gangs. Maybe we've been wrong this whole time comparing them to the mafia. Why? Because they have a completely different premise of public accessibility. They are nowhere near the same in that fact. The mafia comes up with that omerta stuff. Okay? Mafia, aren't you the new boss of the Gambino crime family? What, boy, I don't even know what the mafia, what are you talking about? You guys just all made this shit up. That's how they talk. That's how they respond. Yet I can go put on a Nipsey Hussle song, and he's banging Snoop, the biggest Crip in the world. I could use battle rappers. What is Arsenal? What is Arsenal? And we can't say that black people, black gangs, and street gangs and urban gangs never looked up to the mafia, tried to adopt their ways. Every time we hear somebody say the mob, where does that word come from? Like I get it. You guys mob Pyru and everything, but mob, the word mob, you know, in Pac's tattoo comes from where? BMF stands for what? What does BMF stand for? Black what? But there's no omerta. So is it the same if I take a plea and say, rolling 60s, yeah, they exist, when our thing is telling the whole world we exist? We don't do the mafia thing in that respect. We flag, we wear beads, we have hand signs, we have handshakes, we do music videos, we do interviews, we do podcasts, we do everything. We tell you, I'm a Grape Street Crip, I'm a Rolling 60s Crip, I'm a Blood, I'm a Pyru, I'm right? I'm GD, I'm BD. I'm just asking, should that be taken off the table once and for all, as far as gang bangers, street gang bangers, street gangs, and us acting them and holding them to an omerta standard when that's not what they do? They are not the mafia. They're not. Period. Do with that as you may. The walk continues. I answered somebody in the chat, say you're talking about everybody but the paperwork. I do things my way. The paperwork is coming. Okay? But I do things my way. The walk continues. Now let's move on to the chapter about plea deals. Can you take a plea deal? Oh my God. Some of these motherfuckers I see on the internet are stupid as fuck. They will automatically equate a plea deal to snitching. First of all, not all plea deals are created equal. Not all co-defendants are the same. Not all cases are the same. I can take a mafia boss right now, okay, that's been indicted 50 times on some shit, drop him in the YSL trial, and he might learn some new shit. Like, damn, I never been through this before. Stop it, you fucking ignorant fucks. Stop acting like everything is uniformly the same across the board. It's not. It's not. I have experiences that have nothing to do with me learning about Tsu Surf's case or being in. I would learn brand new shit. My lawyer would have to school me in that. I've never been with this type of RICO before. Have you had a co-defendant? Yeah, but it wasn't somebody where I felt like we were taking different plea deals different times and our indictment was should be changing. Okay? Should be changing. You just got to look at this shit. So all the you took a plea deal, so you's a rat. That's not true. Okay? How about this? If everybody didn't take the same plea deal, you're a rat. Logically, I don't know if that makes sense either. I'm going to tell you why I'm 85% sure of that. Because I already chat GPT'd, right, under a RICO. Can I have charges different than my co-defendants? The answer is 100% yes. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. All right? So if my charges is different, if the government is coming at me different, especially if what I'm being gone after as individualized on my own, how the fuck is my plea going to be the same as yours? It's impossible for it to be the same. Okay? Should there be coordinated efforts amongst gang? I hope so. If I'm there, don't say anything that's going to hurt me, right? But all pleas are not created equal. All right. So the devil do be in the detail. All right. Let's go with the plea agreement shit now that we just opened up that can. Like I said, I just want to walk this down towards the paperwork as we take things off the table based on all the shit we've seen this week.
If they come up with something strong, John, we might have to think about striking a deal with the prosecutor.
What are you talking about?
John, listen.
Hey, Bruce. Who are you talking to here? You don't let anyone in this family cop any kind of a plea.
The plea bargain is just another goddamn gun.
Hey, what am I talking to myself here? Just no fucking deals.
John.
Hey, I don't give a shit if everyone here goes to marry on for 1,000 years. There's gonna be no fucking deals. No fucking deals.
If they come up with something strong.
Now, I know they're showing real people in the video, but that's actually from the movie Gotti. But it's depicting Gotti's position. All right. That's a classic movie, by the way. No deals. Some people say John Gotti made that up selfishly because when the government created the RICO to actually apprehend these guys and finally take down the Teflon Don, right? We created this new RICO thing. It's a lot of mafia people would say that shit was unfair as fuck. Like, I don't know how the government got away with creating that shit. You know what I'm saying? But a plea deal, as far as you taking one, from the mafia standpoint, was a no-no. 1000%. No deals at all. Let's keep walking. Let's keep walking. Next up, when you actually Google John Gotti's rule about plea deals, okay? Let me put this on a bigger screen for y'all. John Gotti's rule was to ban Gambino crime family members from accepting plea deals that would acknowledge the existence of the organization. That, like I said, street gangs do not live by omerta. The existence of the organization. No. I can go, if we want to talk about just the Rolling 60s, right? Tsu Surf is not the person that broke this right here. Okay? I can YouTube right now footage of Big U throwing gang signs in the camera, talk about, yeah, we down here right now. We pulled up, making sure that this movie crew over here, if you don't check in, we're going to check in your equipment and all this type of shit. And it's not the fucking same. Okay? So they went at the existence because of the RICO getting created. We don't admit to it existing. All right. However, this rule was not always followed, as seen in and when his son John A. Gotti rejected a plea deal in 1998, only to later accept one in 1999. The rule: John Gotti prohibited his associates from accepting plea deals, bargains that will require them to admit the Gambino family was a criminal enterprise. Family members' actions, despite the rule, some members did make different choices. For example, some co-defendants of John Gotti pled guilty in 1998 to charges related to racketeering and gambling operations. This one, John Gotti's son, will be like the forever example of this shit. He talked his own son into not taking a plea deal while he was already in prison. And John Gotti Jr. is online in interviews, on video, on the record, already saying, like, I listened to my family. They said, no, this is the rules. We fight everything. Fuck the government. And he came back later when the government tried him again. He accepted it. You know what I'm saying? Against his father's will. But Gotti asked his own son. You would think like you see how Young Thug was coming under fire about his brother? Like, why you want your brother to take a plea deal but not Gunna? He's like, I don't want our mother to cry anymore. It's not the same. Gotti is night and fucking day. Whether you think it was a selfish thing of him insulating himself because this new RICO thing came or not, the history is the history. I did bring up Gotti Jr. Why not? Let's take a look at it.
If I win, I can't move on with my life. I have to remain who I am. And I become, in their words, their eyes, the Teflon Don. I become it. I just beat them and I beat them in 87. So I'm on a roll. I beat them in 87. I beat them in 89. I just beat them a case now in 98. Now, if I beat this fourth case in a row, I said, I'm the Teflon Don. I can't get out anymore. I'm trapped. And I didn't agree with my father. And I left that prison misrepresenting to him. I said, I'm going to fight. You're right, Dad. You're right. You're right. That's right. That's right. And then when I went home and I saw my daughter, and I got a little emotional talking to my daughter, and she says, she was at that time, she was about 8 or 9 years old. And I looked at her and I says, these kids are lost. I spoke to my oldest boy and I says, if I fall and get life, they're done. They're done. If I win, I can't move on with my life. I have to.
Okay. Just taking things off the table mode. So how does that apply still as we build up to the whole Rolling 60s piece with Tsu Surf? I love the fact that we have this mafia one, which in my opinion, their shit is just different than street gangs, and we're showing some of that. But we happen to have a recent RICO from street gang side of things, which is Young Thug. I love the fact that we have that. Like, the timing of that is epic. So is it different for Gunna? I don't know. We remember his shit, right?
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present.
That's really the biggest one. Well, one of the biggest ones in that whole thing. The whole thing in the car with the guns and all that. Like, of course, Doug is going to complain about that one or have an issue with that one. But Doug's on the record saying that he was hurt by this shit. No?
These folk done labeled as the second man in
That's
charge.
what I thought happened, but the other way around.
No, he took the plea first. Gunner took the plea first. Gunner took the plea first.
Damn.
Then them niggas started taking the plea when we started going to court. Gunner didn't ever make it in the courtroom, remember? The first day of court was November 17th or December 17th. One of them days were the first time we wasn't on Zoom. The first time we went into an actual courtroom, all 28 of us.
But watching that shit from the street, but that shit was like some DJ, another one. Every day, another one.
But the crazy part is,
another one.
Get what, Bank? Even if them niggas some bullshit anyway, but some bullshit too. But these folk done labeled as the.
That's always going to be a big piece. Especially if it's a co-defendant or a co-conspirator, stands up and says, your shit hurt me. I'm over here saying, I am not no leader of no gang as Young Thug. And you get in there and say, it is a gang. And I'm telling them it's not blood, it's entertainment. I'm telling them YSL is just a music thing. It is different here. And I'm going to continue to show why, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, it is different. But in this case, is Gunna wrong as fuck based on Young Thug on the record saying him and Brian Steele had to navigate that. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Gunna's bad for that. Period. Here's a co-defendant that's standing up and saying, I was hurt. Me and my lawyer had to switch tactics. A co-defendant, Young Thug. Okay. All right. Now let's get into. Oh, we getting close to the paperwork. I got y'all. Let's get into Rico, okay? Because Rico isn't the easiest thing to understand for everybody. Why did they even create this shit for the mob? This one right here, I think is a good initial little watch because it's got both sides on it. And we're not even gonna do the full video. We're only gonna do like 2 minutes of this. It's got Michael in here, Michael Franzese. It's got Sammy the Bull in here, and it's got Rudy Giuliani in this shit talking about what the Rico is and why it's here.
What caused the fall of the mob? Was it Pistone? Was it Giuliani? Was it Valachi? Was it Tommaso Buscetta? Was it arrogance? Was it not staying low key? Was it Joe Bonanno's book? What was it that caused the fall of the mob?
For me, mid-'80s, racketeering law. When the government changed or leveled the playing field to a degree that we just couldn't keep up with it, with the racketeering law, the Bail Reform Act, you didn't get any bail, the Sentencing Reform Act, where all of a sudden they abolished parole, you're doing 85% of your time. The sentences went through the roof. The racketeering law until today, I believe it's unconstitutional. I had 3 racketeering indictments. A lot of things happened as a result of those laws, and that's what put everybody away.
Was there something before that brought up the Rico? But like, I'm trying to.
My bad.
Go to the seed. What caused the ripple effect to get to the Rico?
Patrick, years ago, before the racketeering laws, and I think Stanley will bear me out, guy gets convicted, he gets 10 years, 15 years, he makes parole, he does 7, 8, 9. Anybody can do that kind of time. Everybody did that kind of time.
Damn.
But when you change the playing field to where you bring in a law like the RICO Act, that's very hard to defend. To me, it's unconstitutional. To me, they're able to use, you need 2 predicate acts in the RICO Act. One has to be within the 5-year statute of limitations. The other act could be something that you did 30 years ago that you got convicted of, that you did your time for, and everything else.
RICO basically makes it a crime to have a crime business. So I can go rob a bank, that's a crime. You and I could agree to go rob a bank, that's a conspiracy. We give an extra penalty to this. But suppose we agree that for the next 20 years, we're going to rob 5 banks a year. Now we've established a RICO enterprise. We've established an informal business to commit crime. Now, what does that allow you to do? It allows you to put them in prison for a lot longer. But the most important thing it allows you to do is to seize their property. And the biggest problem with the mafia now was, for a long time, Hoover ignored it. Then they started prosecuting it. But all they were doing was helping the line of succession. They'd take number 1 out, they'd take number 2 out,
Could be a little gang war. Somebody else would take over the multi-billion-dollar business. There's nobody affected. The numbers rackets, the fixing of boxing matches, the skim from Las Vegas, the drug trade. Nobody did anything about that.
So unconstitutional in that regard. But what happens, it was a very hard law to defend. It was very expensive to defend with the lawyers. And the amount of time that they gave out. You know, anybody could have done the amount of time that we did prior to the RICO Act. But after that, you know, you tell them, guys, hey, you're doing 20, 30, 40 years. You're never getting parole. That's it. You know, that was the end of it. A lot of guys cooperated as a result of that because they say, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in jail. You know, it goes to this whole thing of love and fear, which is a more powerful emotion. They're both powerful, but I think in the end, I disagreed with Chaz Palminteri on this in the movie. I think what happened with the government is that the fear of the government overpowered the fear that we had on the street. And
imagine fearing your own boss. Like if I violate omerta, you know, what I deal with over there is now worse. There's a whole shift in the power dynamic. The government took control with this RICO shit and reclaim that fear element, the assets forfeiture, the linking y'all together, the person that's the onion isolation with all the layers. I can reach him now because I'm able to prove you have a co-conspirator over here that's doing an overt act in furtherance of the gang or the clique or the group or the family, the crime family. It's really, really, it's wild when you really dig into it. And we could do a whole mafia stream, but let's stick with the RICO now because that's the chapter that we're in. Let's go to the 60s RICO that Surf caught. Now, these are other alleged members that's talking, right? Even one or two of the people in here we recognize, right? I'm just saying. Rolling 60s OG Pax talks about Tsu Surf RICO case.
Sleep.
So,
Right on camera.
You know, going through the motions and everything, you know, a lot of y'all just got, you know what I mean, rushed a couple months ago. You know what I mean? A lot of the homies got rushed a couple months ago. How do you feel? You feel like, you know what I mean, it's beatable? Do you feel like to just, you know what I mean, and do their time, or you feel like some niggas ain't gonna stand tall? What's your thoughts?
Well, some of them ain't standing tall already. That's why they locked up now. But the ones that are gonna be all right, only ones that's really like is the one facing the ones facing the murder.
Right.
Although not everybody.
I'm trying to tell you, they don't understand. I'm like, yo, bro, Surf only gonna get 5 years, maybe max, and he'll be home in, you know what I mean, 3 years.
Yeah, they'll be home soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They
hear that RICO word and they just think. Yeah, right.
They don't know
And this is what a lot of times I'm trying to explain to people, bro. People don't understand the difference between copping out. We can all cop out collectively, right? If it was 15 of us, we all cop out collectively. He know we copping out collectively. He fighting a murder that has nothing to do with the clan.
See, that's what they don't know.
People that
Everybody
like,
has
they
their own
snitching.
counts.
No, he not snitching. That nigga copping out on a murder. This drugs.
As far as this case, everybody has their own
counts. Break it down for the people that don't understand.
So it's basically like two types of RICOs. All right, one, they fall under the RICO of a rolling 60. So if you're a rolling 60 crip and you catch a case and the feds want to pick you up, they're going to put you into that umbrella because you're a rolling 60 crip. But whatever you have, your case is your case. Yeah. Everybody is not connected. As far as this case,
Right.
Now there's other cases where everybody was collectively a whole. But as far as this case right here, everybody got their own count.
And then they were saying, oh, the big homie snitching and all that. So, and that's not true. I know what's going on. See what I'm saying? So,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I don't even.
Because my cousin.
Is there snitching the paperwork? That's not proven. We're gonna pull it up. Can you get what these gentlemen was just breaking down? Fight your own shit within a RICO? The answer is yes. Some of us are learning this for the first time. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think even Surf. I'm just gonna take a guess. I think even Surf, if y'all remember, he was having a lot of conversations before he left. He was talking to battle rappers, even bloggers. He was going on the phone with people. He had the alleged separate Twitter that he created. And he was telling people, I'm looking at possibly 30, right? By the time he actually got in there, faced his shit, lawyered up, yeah, just like they said, he's probably gonna fuck around and have to do like 3 to 5 because his shit is drugs. Now you could say, he's previous charges, convicted felon already and whatnot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. But that's one of the reasons why he helped himself with a plea deal to not have to face maybe an elongated amount of time based on his history, based on how devastating those charges could be. Right. But I think that even Surf saw and heard Rico and started telling people, like, it's documented. There's literally people out there that's like, yo, Surf was on the phone with me. He just told me he facing 30. Right. So even that within itself makes people have question. Like, we thought you was facing 30. How you got 3 or 5? I'm just trying to take things off the table like I told you we was going to do in the beginning of the stream. Here's another one that I think logically, I understand why people attacked it. I really, really do. You see this shit that says, am I on the small screen? Yes. And the very first moment that we sat down together in Essex County Jail, both with our masks on, Mr. Cox immediately accepted full responsibility, expressed a desire that I must get this case resolved as quickly as I can. My life is over with the rolling 60s. I'm turning the page. I need to get back to my career, to my daughter, to my mother, and to Mr. Whipple. Help me. Do anything you can to try to get this case resolved for me as quickly as possible and get me before the court. Speedy trial type shit, get me before the court. Let's do anything. If you want to attack Surf, you could look at that and say, that's scary, right? If you want to. I told y'all when we started the stream, there's a lot of shit that I've watched people say, and I'm really not even really mad at a lot of them because there's a lot of logic and there's some black and white that has these interpretations that is just like, yo, this might be problematic. Keyword might. I don't think people jumped out the window, whether you agree with me or them or whoever. And I didn't even give you my full. I'm gonna tell you where I stand after we read this paperwork. So let's go. Let's go to it now. Let's go to it now. The actual paperwork. Now, the reason why I read this last night driving up the highway on the way home. And this is why I say this was a big turning point for me. And this is why my title says what it says. I think up into me personally, rereading this and giving myself some more context and a little bit more understanding, and I ran my chat GPTs behind this as well. I think what a lot of people are looking at only, and they're not wrong for it, is the plea agreement. Now, you can say the plea agreement is more the finality. The indictment is the allegations. I'm accusing you of something. I get it. But it still constitutes what you're pleading out to. Actually, this isn't just the indictment. This is the superseding indictment. Okay? I don't know if there was a third superseding indictment, but I'm going to assume with this being the superseding indictment filed that comes from his docket September 2022, I'm going to assume that this is the last one that the government came with. Okay? Let's look down some of this. I'm going to try to stop at some key points. There's 9 people on this rolling 60s RICO right here. Okay? You have Franklin, you have Williams, you have Bird, you have Green, you have Terry, Warden. Keep this name right here, Warden, in your mind, okay? The name Warden, that's very, very significant for why I'm going the direction that I'm going, okay? We have Rajon Cox here. We know who that is. You have Edmonds, you have Jarrell, and you have Johnson. These are 9 people. You're going to see a lot of stuff in here. And this is not, I didn't 1090 Jake this shit, people. This is one Google. Like if you search Tsu Surf's rolling 60s RICO indictment or whatever, it's right there for everybody to read. This isn't me getting in the weeds. I didn't walk to the precinct and I didn't pay for it. This didn't cost any money. This ain't even from my Pacer account. This website is ScribD. I don't even know what that is. This is just a quick Google. All right. This ain't me in the weeds. So of these 9 people, the guy Franklin, aka Freak, he seems to have some of the heaviest shit on him in here. Bird, you're gonna see a lot. We're gonna see how many times Tsu Surf comes up, but we got to keep the second name in mind, Warden. That is like the big piece, Warden, as to my direction on all of this. All right. I told y'all this was a superseding indictment. So here it is. I'm on a small screen, right? Y'all can see this? Yes, y'all good. Superseding indictment. Okay, cool. So count one is the RICO itself. That's what you wrapped up these 9 people under. Okay. It's going to go on to explain why, what they're involved in. And bear with me, people. Every once in a while, this website runs an ad. So give me a second. It's going to clear up. Let's go. Why is this counter not even moving? Y'all see this on my screen, right? It pulls up an ad every once in a while. 9, 8, there it goes. So they're gonna explain why these guys, are caught up together under RICO. Some people have done this, some people have done that. But we already walked through the nature of what a RICO is and why it was created and why you use that after certain criminal organizations or factions. Okay. So I don't really need to focus too long on, trying to read this piece here of why these 9 people are on the RICO. We pretty much know a lot of that shit already. Skip ad. Okay. So they're going to go through all 9. That's the first count. Okay. History, rules, organization of the Rolling 60s. That's background shit. This is a 51 pager. That's all background shit. Even laying out locations: Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, New Jersey, which is where this is based out of, right? There's ops in here, right? Some of the people that's tied to alleged shooting retaliations, right? But they're going to put the names for each one. The rules governing the Rolling 60s establish, among other things, a hierarchical. This is a big piece to pay attention to based on what we're going to go to next. A hierarchical power structure. Okay. Now, in this paperwork, you get to a conclusion of hierarchical paperwork probably because you see text messages and DMs of shot calling. Yo, we need some hot cars. It's up. We about to spin the block for this guy named Tribe, or Tribe if I'm mispronouncing his name, that was killed, and what they're laying out in the superseding indictment as a gang war, right? We need to go spin for him. Retaliation. You know how this shit go? Yo, I need you to go get that car. Why you ain't get the car yet? You the only nigga in New Jersey that really know, on the set that really know how to go get these cars. Yo, my bad. I got to get a baby. I read the whole shit yesterday, all 51 pages. I'm not freestyling this shit right now. Yo, my bad. I got to get a babysitter. I got the kids right now. Nigga, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Nigga, ain't nobody tell you to sign up for the 60s. Once you sign up for this crip and shit, this is what comes with it. That's all here in this paperwork. Niggas actually getting reprimanded for not moving fast enough and shit. Okay. That hierarchical power structure is going to tie into the next piece. Okay. All right. A system of discipline and punishment. Everybody knows that you can get DP and all that type of shit in the streets and these gangs and whatnot. Members and associates of the Rolling 60s, yada, 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 yada. All right. Purpose of the Rolling 60s. Here goes an ad again. Yo, these fucking ads is annoying. This is the difference between paying for Pacer, I guess, right? They got to get their money one way or another. 6. These are not real seconds. Look how it's doing that shit. Look at that. 4, 3, 2. That's a bullshit ass second. All right, come on, man. Skip back. All right, let's go. Purpose of the Rolling 60s. And that's another reason why I want to skim some of this. I want to try to spare y'all some of them ads. Members and associates of the enterprise. You're going to name these guys, etc., etc., etc. Warden was a senior. Pay attention to that piece. I told you the 2 names I really want is Rajan and Warden. The most. Warden was a senior member. Senior member. He's being established by the government here in the indictment, the superseding indictment. Williams, Bird, Terry, Cox, Edmonds, Johnson, and Urell were members of the Rolling 60, all establishing grounds, all this type of stuff early on. The racketeering conspiracy. All 9 members you see here, including, where's Warden? Right here, Warden, and also Surf, right here. Okay? You guys are all under that racketeering conspiracy. Okay? All right, let me keep going. Multiple offenses: buying and selling drugs, car theft, shootings, and alleged murder. Manner and means of the conspiracy. Okay. Overt acts. You know what an overt act is, right? It's not just like the intention, and they use that for the furtherance of these organizations as well. So if If I stole a car, you know, to commit a retaliation shooting because my group or my gang is trying to maintain control of this particular city, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to classify that as an overt act. All right. All right. In furtherance of conspiracy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They used a lot of Facebook messages in this shit. A lot of the evidence that's in the superseding indictment comes from Facebook and IG messages, people. Fucking ads, B. Fucking ads. All right. We are in the why does ARP have this title section? Shout out to the whole chat. I see over 1,000 people in here. That's from what do we got here? Basically, Rico, not even. I'm just reading some of the chat while we wait for some of those fucking ads to go. Free money as a member. Should know the rules, sir. Yeah, everybody be careful with your curse words in the chat. Y'all know how YouTube is. They'll block you automatically, as well as your comments, not just in the live chat. Misspell your curse words, people. Okay. All right, the Facebook shit, the IG shit, the drug selling, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This one we needed. Okay, I'm glad I didn't miss this one. Okay. All right, this is these are all the overt acts. Okay, F, overt act F. On or about March 18, 2017, in or around Irvington, Cox, which is Tsu Surf, and another member and associate of the enterprise, co-conspirator 2, shot a firearm at a member and an associate of a rival gang known as the Rolling 47 Neighborhood Crips, victim 1. Let's go after this real quick, people. Co-conspirator 2. People see co-conspirator and they say, that's a rat. That's not necessarily true. It's possible. When you see a co-conspirator in a paper, matter of fact, I pulled it up. Didn't I pull this shit up? Here's all the reasons why you could be a co-conspirator in paperwork. There could be an ongoing investigation for you. You could be an informant. You could not have been charged yet. They could not have enough evidence on you yet. You could have evaded them, right? You could possibly, they may have a warrant for you, but they ain't catch your ass yet, but the indictment already came down. Like sometimes when these indictments come down, you know, I want to know where you is. I want to know where the underboss is. I want to know where this person is. I want to know where Brick Baby is. I want to know where, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna move on at this calculated time, hit them niggas' cribs, 2, 3, fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. Got him. Actually, it's funny I use that example. They didn't even get you in the first sweep, right? But get him, right? If I release the indictment because the indictment just fucking came down, but I got this person over here that's on the whim, or if I got this person over here that I'm not ready to charge yet, I'm pulling a string of bell, catch you later, right? Or could be could be an informant. But don't see co-conspirator and everybody say, there's a snitch. There may or there may not be. You know who knows the most? Surf. All 9 of these guys, they're lawyers, right? But the paperwork doesn't mean read co-conspirator and say snitch, people, okay? We can't do that. We don't know. We really, really, literally don't know. These fucking ads is crazy. Ads is crazy. Imagine if I was scripted like Trap Lord Ross. I'll say allegedly, but damn, Adam 22 exposed the shit out of him with that. That was foul. All right. Co-conspirator 2 shot, blah, 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 who returned fire. G, overt act G, on or about April 14, 2018, Cox using Instagram user ID Tsu Surf advised another individual to travel to the vicinity of South Orange Avenue and Smith Street in order to purchase 1 gram of 3 to 4, I don't even know how to pronounce this shit, but MDMA, a Schedule I controlled substance. Okay. Okay. That might be the biggest piece that I needed for this. I think it is. All right. Once again, this is very Googleable, people. I'm going to skip through the rest of the overt acts to the bottom. You guys could go read this for yourself. All right. I'm going to go to the bottom now. Hold on. What's this one on about? On or about August 6, 2019, Cox used Instagram user ID Tsu Surf to discuss the firearms alleged in the overt act HH, which law enforcement has seized, admitting they got my 44, or they got my 40 firearm 2 and my 9 firearm 3 together with several crying emojis adding shit like losing friends. Especially if it's a shortage out there, right? All right, here's Warden. On or about August 19, 2019, in the vicinity of the West Stratford Place and Union Avenue in Irvington, Warden distributed heroin to another individual. Whoever that individual is, who knows, right? Heroin. Warden. Okay, I'm pretty much good. I need the bottom piece now. And I already read all of this, people. I read this whole fucking thing yesterday, this whole 51 pages. Now I need to get to not the sentencing factors. I think it starts right there at the sentencing factors. When they say go do your due diligence, let me say this during this ad. You know the people that are the most responsible for going and doing their due diligence and reading everything, if you really, really care about this shit, it ain't me. It ain't 1090 Jake. It ain't Whack 100. It ain't Piper Boy. It ain't anybody, right? The most responsibility really is on the people that's close to these people. It's their responsibility. You know, if you are gang, if you are friends, if you co-sign him, if you employ him, it's really their responsibility. And I'm pretty sure most people have or will continue to do so. You know, that's the main responsibility. Like with the boom shit, for example, that was my responsibility to go fucking read this shit and figure this shit out and do my due diligence and have these conversations and get and speak with as many people as involved. It's my responsibility for something like that, right? It also can become your responsibility if you're going to try to put the snitch tag on somebody. So, you know, respect everybody that's doing their due diligence. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go to all right, here we go. Notice of special sentencing factors regarding count 1, which count 1 was the actual RICO itself, which all 9 people fall under. Okay. You see this particular one though, on or about Essex County District, New Jersey defendants. This is why I brought up earlier, not just the fact that within a RICO, people could have different charges and they're not all charged the same. They're not all fighting the same shit. The RICO Act, you guys are all falling under, yes. But the individual, that is absolutely true of what that gentleman said, you know, from the 60s. The alleged OG that said, I ain't get swept up in this shit, but niggas getting their own shit. One person's over here fighting a murder, another person over here fighting drug charges. Okay. This is towards the end of the superseding indictment that really, really turned my opinion in this direction. All right. Count 2. Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. In this RICO, the people that's getting charged with that, Jason Franklin. Okay. Let's keep going. Count 3. Remember, count 1 was the RICO itself. Count 3. Possession of firearms and ammunition by a convicted felon. That right here, Tsu Surf by himself. That is a big thing to me. Tsu Surf there by himself in count 3. You get 1 count of this, 1 count of assault, 1 count of drug possession, 1 count of misdemeanor or felony, right? In his count here, he's by himself. That was very telling to me. Just my opinion of how I interpret with a little bit of logic. Count 4. Fucking ad. This is getting good, ain't it? Count 4 is next. Count 4 is next. I haven't been looking at the chat too much. Chat, y'all good? Y'all okay? Y'all keeping up with me? I know we started late today. Monday through Fridays, we normally 6 a.m. start. But like I told you, I got in late last night, getting off my little trip. So I didn't get out of bed until like 7 or some shit. So, well, we back. Tomorrow's Saturday. So it's going to be general time, regular time as far as like morning for tomorrow and Sunday. But Monday, we back to 6 a.m., y'all. All right. Yo, why don't you just put the real time instead of giving me 3 seconds? You know what I mean by that? Like, this is a crazy ass counter. Skip. Okay. Count 4. Possession with intent to distribute fentanyl and cocaine. Amir is there by himself. Okay. Count 5. Possession of a firearm in furtherance of drug trafficking crime. Amir is there by himself. Okay. Count 6. Possession with intent to distribute fentanyl, cocaine base. Amir by himself. Count 7. Possession of a firearm, furtherance of drug trafficking crime. Amir's by himself. Count 8. Carjacking. Taheem. You got that shit reads crazy above where they was like arguing about, yo, go get the cars. Time, we need that. We need cars. We need cars right now. Maybe that's the same person. Ty, allegedly. Count 9. Possession of a firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence. Taheem is there by himself. Count 10. Carjacking. Taheem. Count 11. Possession of a firearm. Taheem. Count 12, carjacking, Taheem. Jesus. Count 13, firearm shit, Taheem. Forfeit. Okay, so it's over there. Now we get into forfeiture allegations, which once again, you're going to see all 9 people. I'm going to forfeit the shit that is wrapped up in some of these indictments. And you're going to see like the gun shit for forfeiture allegation 2, like for Surf, the things that they want to take from them. Is your car forfeited because it was used to commence a crime? That type of shit. We're in the forfeitures now. We're outside of the counts. You see Tsu Surf's name here again for the forfeiture shit. You see the gun forfeitures. Duh. Right? You see the ammunition. Duh. Duh. Forfeiture allegation 4. Amir. This closes out after this. This is the superseding indictment, people. Forfeiture allegations. People, I think this is going to be the last ad that we have to survive, and then I get to move to the last piece. This is really like a 20-second ad. This 30-second ad disguised as 10 seconds. That's crazy. I just turned to the chat real quick, and somebody said, bro's feelings is hurt. He said, I'm not watching no more. Wow, there are people in the chat that want Surf to be a snitch. Is that what it is? I think there's gonna. I knew with this stream there's gonna be people that both want him to be a snitch or not want him to be a snitch. Duh. You know. So. Yeah, this has definitely been about Surf, people. Y'all, if y'all missed the tie-ins and the pulling things off of the table and the addressing all the different narratives around plea agreements, accepting Rolling 60 as a gang and all this type of stuff. The actual, we walked through a bunch today, people, already. You got to replay it if some of that stuff went over your head. I did it all for a reason. All right, but the forfeiture shit. Okay, we're closing out here. Substitute asset provisions. That's it. That's it. That's the end. And they name all 9 people again. United States versus this is this particular Rolling 60s roundup right here. We saw Surf's actual individual on my own charges within the superseding indictment. Did I pull that up in the back as well? Hold on. Did I pull that up? Hold on. Yes, I did. In ChatGPT, I typed, in the same paperwork, I see different defendants listed under different counts, which we just read. Does that mean that they are all in the same RICO, but not catching the same charges? And we explained some of that in video. And we even saw Michael Franzese break that down as to why the RICO came about, and it was so destructive. Okay, the answer says, yes, you've got it right. Oh, pat myself on the back. In a federal RICO indictment, like the one you're reading, it's very common to see multiple defendants listed under different counts. And that structure does mean they are all part of the same RICO conspiracy, which was count 1, but not all charged with the same crimes, individual counts. Everybody could do what I'm doing right now. The same exact thing. Last but not least, this is the last piece that I wanted to say. This is why I get to my own personal opinion and conclusion. All right, let me bring this up. Let me go on the smaller screen for y'all. I told you I want y'all to hold on to the name Warden because there are videos going around, and I'm not even mad at them. I definitely understand the premise, saying that Warden was one of the co-defendants, which is in that superseding indictment, was still fighting after Tsu Surf was the first up to take his plea deal and admit to Rolling 60s being a gang, and yes, there's drug stuff, I did it, etc., etc., etc. And if we read some of it, this seems like it's him and his lawyer's motion as to why they should be dismissed. Warden's activities, but rather several unrelated criminal acts here. Given the requirements, the government has not sufficiently pled the minimum to demonstrate Warden's involvement with the enterprise and sustain a RICO violation. The indictment does not allege any connection between the allegations of Mr. Warden's marijuana enterprise and an alleged single sale of heroin and the Rolling 60s, the purported RICO enterprise. The indictment alleges that Warden was a senior member of the Rolling 60s and that Warden organized the transport of the large quantities of marijuana from California and other places to New Jersey and elsewhere, and that he coordinated the distribution, including heroin and marijuana, in and around Irvington and Elizabeth, but does not show any relatedness between these acts and the Rolling 60s enterprise. The indictment specifically does not state that he committed any illegal acts in furtherance of the enterprise. It wholly fails to allege that Mr. Warden participated either directly or indirectly in the conduct or affairs of the enterprise, and that he or participated through a pattern of racketeering activity. Now, for me personally, when I read that, not only is that read, I could be wrong, but not only is that read as pretty generalized for a lawyer to say, we read the indictment and you're not giving me full wholehearted accusations to me, and you're not showing me when I was involved in this weed or this heroin and all that. I need this dismissed. And here was the big ringer for me in that one. If you go back to that 51-page superseding indictment, when we got to all those counts, you know one thing that I did not see? We saw the guy Amir a bunch of times. You saw one count for Rajon Cox, Tsu Surf. I didn't see Warden. So that's two for me, two huge ones. When I see Tsu Surf's count, and you see some of those counts have multiple people in them, which you're being charged with underneath the RICO, but you still got your own charges. When we got to Tsu Surf's count, he was on his own. And on top of that, when I look at those counts broken down, I don't even see Warden. You got him wrapped up in the RICO, but you're not putting him in any of those other individual counts, whether it's on his own or with somebody else, or the haymaker would have been right there with Tsu Surf in that indictment. I don't see that. I don't see that. I'm telling y'all, if you would have asked me how I feel about this shit a day and a half, 2 days ago, whatever, I would have told you, whoa, what I'm seeing on the internet looks bad. And I want to say this again. The people that I have seen covering this, I do not think came from any direction of foul nature. I don't. You know, I will call it out. I'll be like, oh, that nigga's clout chasing. That nigga over there is a dummy. The only dumb shit that I saw, in my opinion, was Whack 100 saying Tsu Surf didn't tell because he didn't say a name. Well, you don't have to say a name to tell. You know what I'm saying? If there's 4 of us in that bank and I say, yeah, you know, we did it. Like, what's the we? Like, I don't want to give a bunch of logical reasons. Whack 100 is Whack 100. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off. You always got to take his shit with a grain of salt. He's very customized to his own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll defend Young Thug last year with that interrogation audio, but this year he'll go on an all-out "you're a snitch" campaign because fucking Roscoe dissed QCP, right? That's not integrity to me. You know what I mean? But Whack is really the only one. But I saw and I was just like, I'm cool. Everybody else, I'm not sticking up for everybody. I'm saying everybody else really has a logical ground to feel however they feel. They really do. Respect to everybody that's been covering this. I'm not even mad at them. And you want to know what? I will even go as far as to say a co-defendant can stand up. A co-defendant can come out and say, me and my lawyer was fighting something else. Like what Young Thug said about Gunna. Like, yo, me and Brian Steele had to switch up and move around Gunna's plea. A co-defendant of those 9 people can actually come up and somebody could say that. And then we have to revisit. We do. But I think there is, when you look at that piece of, we have a co-defendant in this RICO that is still fighting after Tsu Surf's plea. That is true. But he's not fighting that I didn't do that with Surf, because he's not on the indictment under that count with Surf. That's number one. And number two, he's not even listed on the counts at his own, the guy Warden. I don't see that. Did I miss it? It's right there for everybody to read, 51 pages. Somebody might do a video and say, yo, ARP, you missed this. And I'm respectfully, go ahead, send it to me. Respectfully. I ain't disrespecting nobody's opinions. Respectfully send it to me, and I'm cool with a debate or a disagreement or a difference of opinion, right? But I walk through all of that because I know that there's things in those pieces of plea agreements in general, mafia versus street gangs, the position that people like Michael Franzese took, all of that is relevant to how people are developing their opinions based on this. Even that piece that I brought up with Surf saying, I'll do anything, just get me back home to my career, my daughter, and my mother. I get it. I get it. But the plea agreement, I feel, has a negation, not negated fully, but has a negation clearly right there that I read in the superseding indictment. Warden would have to come up and pull a Young Thug and say, oh, no. Surf shit, me and my lawyer had to, nah. You would have to get Warden to say that. Other than that, I can't say that Tsu Surf is a snitch. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I already laid out, nobody got no motivation from me to go either direction. Some people probably would think like, shit, this is alley-oop for ARP now. That's not integrity. I'm cool. But shout out to everybody that's covering it. And I will continue to watch. And I will continue to read more shit. If more things come about or somebody thinks I missed something, I will continue. But what we just did is called due diligence, for real, okay? And it's everybody's responsibility to do that if they're interested, or especially if they're close to Surf. Do your own due diligence. Don't be jumping in comments saying he is a snitch or defending that he's not without doing your own due diligence, because that means that you are just turned out with that level of a bias that you won't go read something. You'll just say, oh no, he's good. I don't listen to people like that. Or he's not good. Like, I don't listen to people like that. All right. Now let me finally look at these super chats and see if anybody's upset with me. KX came in at 8:35 and gifted a membership. I appreciate you, KX. Thank you, G. Misha's here. She says, we back, baby. I'm with the people now. Yes, we are back. I had to take me a little quick vacation, a little run out of the country real quick. Tomorrow morning we back. Sunday morning we back. Monday through Friday, or this upcoming Monday, we back to our general during the week work schedule, 6 a.m. You know how we do. Capo says, ARP Green Team mods in chat, subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you, Capo. I appreciate that. Reminding the folks out there. Sassy says, hooked on phonics worked for me. Reading. Did y'all like that when I said that in the intro? You had to go through your own RICO to be qualified to discuss a RICO. Shut the fuck up. I just read hieroglyphics. Like, this fucking English language, kick rocks. Doesn't mean I'm going to be 100% accurate. But I could read and comprehend, motherfucker. Don Bean says, hold on, let me get up in here. Welcome back. A shout out to the Green Gang as always. We back. Yes, we are. What's with them 2 C's you got on there, Don Bean? What you repping, man? Come on, man. Not in a stream like this where indictments is getting discussed and all that type of shit. Put the CK, spell it like the dictionary right now. We don't need that. Feds might be watching the stream. You never know. Misha says hit that like button or get out. Gang. Thank you, Mish. Keck says there's a difference between a person copping and the Cody is an established fact. And when the Cody is not an established fact, copping out is copping out. Boom took a plea, and that's another stupid thing people say. If he pled out, blah blah, whatever, then he wouldn't be doing time. Like, there's a reason why even K rap, like, you got 5, your man's got football jersey shit. Like, you know, a plea comes with sometimes lesser time. Like, I see some of the stupidest shit. Like, if he told, he wouldn't be in jail at all. When does that happen? Are you guys, like, people literally say, if he told, he wouldn't be in jail. Sammy the Bull served time, you dumb fucks. Tekashi 6ix9ine served time, you dumb fucks. And this is what I mean. Like common sense ain't always common, but it is what it is. Melly gifted 1 Rare Breed entertainment membership at 9:15. Thank you, Melly, our member and our mod. Capel says, if y'all not here 7 days a week in the chat, keep your comment to yourself respectfully, or y'all can move around. Yeah, you got certain streams that draw in not just our general fan base and following, but also first time watchers, people that creep in every once in a while. There's people literally subscribe to this channel that only come to videos that have battle rap topics. And I respect it. That's another reason why I brought back heavier battle rap topics. Hell, I'm doing one right now, even though this is kind of crime world, celebrity world, and crime world as far as content. But I get it, you know. So, you know, I try to cover all the bases as much as possible and try to cater to everybody that, you know, passes through. Jay's here, says Rajan with a heart. I've said free surf over the years 50 times. Okay. Once again, it would be corny of me to go any direction other than what my gut would tell me based on the stuff that I see. That's not what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Don Bean says, if y'all gonna pull up and catch these 5s, at least hit that like button. Damn, yeah. If you didn't hit the like button, you bugging at this point. Brandon Kane, thank you for the super. He's got the Young Thug default picture. That's a classic picture of him and Dirk in the stew. Jay, our beautiful member and mod for 7 months, says, not too much on ARP or Surf. 10 toes. Yeah, I gotta be 10 toes with this, by the way. But thank you, Jay. Keg says, still gonna get him for saying I'll do anything. It doesn't read well, and I told you, I'm not mad at how people are coming to some of their conclusions and the things that they're saying. I'm really not mad at them at all. That does not read well. He's going to have to face that on stage. Oh shit, I'm skipping my topic. Hold on, let me finish my supers. I got a closeout topic I need to get to. Everyday Gumbo says, not saying no names on your channel, but for the ones who covered this without doing their due diligence that you just did are clowns. Thank you, Everyday Gumbo. I appreciate y'all saying that I did a good amount of research for y'all for this particular topic. Thank you for that. Jay says, don't be scared of the CBs. Hallie's here. He says, family, brick shit, miss you all. Yeah, we back. I remember on our mod, Melly is here, says ARP 100. Thank you. All right, let me give my quick outro that I promised y'all. Here's now. Title says, this is why Tsu Surf did not snitch. But here's Tsu Surf's problem. Ironically, Math went through the same thing. I don't have them up here in front of me, but Math literally has clips and videos addressing this is like leaving the game before the game is over, and T-Mac hits like 4 3-pointers at the end, and people didn't already been in the parking lot. Like, nigga, you missed a good part. Like, my bad. I forgot this. I did my supers, close it out. I forgot to do this piece. But Math literally has shit where he says, like, one of his arguments is people will do the accusation, they won't go back and clean it up though. Right? That is very true. Math Hoffa is already been in talks of battling this year. Everybody sees the easy shit, for example. I'm not blowing nothing up behind the scenes, okay? If you would have asked Math to battle when MEO first started to take off, he would have laughed in your fucking face. He would have laughed in your face. One of the reasons, historically, Math has never liked consistent narratives that he believes are not true. That's number one. You know, there's even history between him and Big K because of that. That's another story. I'll save that. But after that situation that happened with Math, you know, involving that young lady, that was something he had to think about. If I get on that fucking stage, they might do what Jag did in Jag's third round versus Math. And Math has alluded to this and said this himself on his own podcast. Okay. How Math feels about that today, you know, he could answer that. I'm not going to try to speak for him. The problem, though, is let's say my way of looking at things snowballs even more, and it becomes even the co-defendants, Warden, the guy Warden stands up the way that Roscoe did for Young Thug and says, what the hell no. Me and my lawyer was talking about something else in that motion. And Surf gets cleared with everybody, even the people that don't want to clear him or have a vendetta against him. He gets cleared by everybody. It don't matter on the battle rap stage. Battle rap stage isn't always about truth. It's just about angles and how you could paint them. I've stood on that forever. It's not about what's fact in battle rap. They're all murderers. Let them tell it, right? It's not about fact. Battle rap, even though it's a niche market and the business of it is small on the grand scheme of things, even though the money is small on the grand scheme of things, one thing that battle rap does is battle rap can create viral videos, viral narratives. Okay? Tsu Surf is one of the highest viewed people in the space. If Tsu Surf takes that stage, and that million+ video or whatever, it doesn't have to be uploaded on the URL channel. It could sit behind that paywall on that app. That clip, though, that's going to hit Twitch and social media, Instagram and Twitter, and do millions of views of some opponent breaking down an angle, accusing him of being a snitch. That is dangerous. That is hurtful. That will follow him. People won't do, not everybody's doing a breakdown the way that I just did. People don't have time for that in today's fast-paced fucking world. You're going to have millions of people or thousands and thousands of people out there saying, I'm hearing that he's a snitch, or he might be this, or he might be that, or even if it's just a question mark. How does that hurt him with his peers? How does that help him in the music industry? Battle rap don't give a fuck, because even right now, this is promotion. The battle rap fans, the way that we are, an allegation like this, the leagues don't care because his attractive nature just went up. As far as what's somebody going to say about this, what's going to happen. That's how battle rap is. So this doesn't hurt him in battle rap bookings or battle rap viewership. No, it doesn't. It actually goes up. That's how the shit goes. But outside of that, or when he's walking around in his regular life, or when he's trying to do music, to be continued. So I see people saying he's got to choose his opponents or whatever. Battle rap fans don't want that. Battle rap fans actually want to hear somebody stand in Tsu Surf's face and call him a snitch. And that's how it is. You can get on stage and tell somebody SMD, you a rat, you do this, you did all that, and you have to allow it because it's battle rap. Can Tsu Surf have an opponent that won't do that? I'm pretty sure there's opponents that'll be like, I got you, it's all good. I'm pretty sure there is. Right? How would y'all have looked at Av if Av didn't rap that shit to Bad News? Y'all would have went after Av. And that's such a small scale. Tsu Surf allegations versus like a Bad News allegation is night and day. It's light years difference. Don't lie to me. You guys want to see somebody stand in Tsu Surf's face and call him out of his name because it's battle rap. But the after effects of that is something he got to walk around with. So he's got to prioritize what's important to him, navigate this, because the internet is the internet. Not everybody's gonna come watch videos of people saying that he didn't or that he did, or people got their own opinions. People that's watching this video that disagree with me. I don't care what you say, ARP, Tsu Surf is a snitch. That's what people, some people don't watch this and they're entitled to that. I respect it. They're entitled to that. He's got to walk around with that shit though, how the internet moves. That's one of the biggest problems. Okay. In the streets and in the music industry. All right. Hope everybody had a good one today. I had a good time walking with y'all. Some of y'all may have learned some things or seen some things for the first time. I aim to do that every stream or so. All right. We back 7 days a week, and I will see y'all bright and early in the morning. All right. Happy Friday.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
I think still got a gun.